After the partition of the Korean Peninsula, the U.S. suggested to establish a joint committee in order to solve the Korean problems to the Soviets. And Soviets said yes. And also U.S. asked a free election in Korea, but the Soviets rejected free election. The same thing in Germany, in Europe. After the successful partition of Germany, the U.S. established a joint committee with the Soviets, and U.S. suggested free election, but Soviets said no. So U.S. said, okay, let's have a free election where possible in Germany. Same thing in Korea. After the suggestion of free election in the Korean Peninsula, and the Soviets said no, U.S. said, well, let's have election where possible, only in South Korea. So a free national election was held only in South Korea in May 10, 1948. So after the free election, Syngman Rhee was elected as president, and August 15, 1948, the Republic of Korea was formed. This is a picture of our first president. Already, when he was elected, he was already only 70 years of age. And you will see a Western woman here, but she was our first lady, Franziska Donner Rhee. She was Austrian. And he was president of Korean government in exile in Hawaii. In early 1930s, there were many peace conferences in Europe held by the League of Nations, and Syngman Rhee, President Rhee, tried to participate those peace conferences, but because of the Japanese objection, he was not allowed to get in. And Franziska Rhee, those days, is a reporter of a small newspaper company in Austria, and she covered his story. He was a president in government in exile in Hawaii, so she scrapped about his news and the career, and later she sent a scrapbook to him in Hawaii. After that, they exchanged the letters, and later he invited her to New York and got married. And look at this. He was born in 1875, and she was born in 1900. So he was 25 years older than her, older than she is. But those days, Korean people did not know the difference between Austria and Australia. So people used to call her Mrs. Australia. Mrs. Australia. But unfortunately, after the formation of the Republic of Korea, the U.S. immediately withdrew its troops from South Korea. But Soviet Union remained its forces in North Korea. So he invited over her to New York in 1934, and they got married. She's in early 30s, and he's in mid 50s. But he, good-looking Asian, tall and lean, good-looking Korean man who was in mid 50s, and nice and good-looking Austrian lady in early 30s. Later years with Mrs. Australia, Mrs. Austria. But I told you, people confused with the Austria and Australia. And a couple of months later of the formation of ROK, the Soviet Union established the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, North Korea, in September 1948. And the Soviets put Kim Il-sung, this man, as a puppet leader in the DPRK. But his real name was Kim Sung-ju, not Kim Il-sung, because he was in mid-30s, and also he was wearing a Soviet military uniform, and he spoke Russian language. It was a perfect leader of North Korea for the Soviet eyes. So this is a picture of Kim Il-sung right after his marriage. And Kim Il-sung and his wife Kim Jong-suk and his son Kim Jong-il. And Kim Il-sung was a mystic leader of anti-Japanese resistance movement during the World War II. So Kim Il-sung, who was a young man, was working in the Soviet army, and he changed his name to Kim Il-sung in order to take the aura of reputation of Kim Il-sung in order to be a leader in North Korea. And this is a picture of the Kim Jong-il and his son. Now, Kim Jong-un is a son of Kim Jong-il.